All right, I'm going to very briefly show you how to take a broad theme or subject, like some of those ones you saw on the link I gave you that gave you different research topics, and you need to be able to pare that down. Now, what I mean by that is you can't just take like gun control and start writing about it. You have to have something in mind that gives you kind of a better sense of like where to take your argument, if that makes sense. You can't just kind of willy nilly start. You need to have direction, is what I'm trying to say. And so this is meant to give you that. I don't know why that got so big. I'm going to fix the formatting on this real quick before you guys get a hold of it here. And what this does is it makes you take a theme and pare it all the way down to an inquiry question or a research question. In fact, I feel as though calling it that might even be like a better idea than an inquiry question, because at its heart, that's really what it is. You're trying to find a thesis / argument. So I'm actually gonna call that a research question. Oh man, it's too big. There we go. Okay, so just briefly, what is a theme or subject? A broad idea about life, society, or human nature, purposefully broad and wide. Like I said before, gun control. So it's a topic. A topic is a slice of a theme and area of interest within a theme. For example, under food, you might have like food production, food distribution, ethical, like production of food is usually a big one and it's meant to generate debate, discussion, like that kind of stuff. It's when you bring up like food production, there's almost always an element of debate in there. Like, what are we putting into the food? How are we distributing it? What parts of the United States? Who are we distributing it to? How are we making it? What are we putting into it? All that kind of different stuff. I think I said some of those things twice. That's okay though. What is an issue? A slice of an area of the topic on which people have differing perspectives and stakes. So you're purposefully here with an issue, trying to find two different sides to this. And then your whole point of your senior project is you're taking a side. Points of disagreement, debate, uncertainty, concern, curiosity, these are all discussed. And then you kind of pick your stake. You plant your flag in the sand, so to speak. To identify, look for patterns in what you read, central concepts repeated in text, places of discrepancy or tension. And then finally, the last thing is inquiry. I'm going to change that to inquiry / research. Research. Asking narrow and refined questions to help develop knowledge and ideas about an issue. Genuine curiosity. And I honestly almost want to highlight that line, just because if you are not genuinely curious or want to write about your senior project topic, it is going to be a long senior year. Some of this year's, not many, but some of this year's seniors can attest to that firsthand. You really need to be invested in your topic, whether it's something you want to study, just a general interest that you want to do, or anything of that sort. And finally, the beginning of an argument. In other words, often good inquiry will lead you to like a good research question. So by having a good research question, then you will essentially like have a good foothold for going forward with your senior project. So let's look at, I gave 3 examples. This is the chart I want you to fill out in class today, or for Sunday from Miss Lang, if you would please. And you'll see here it says theme, subject, topic, issue. It should say inquiry / research. Inquiry / research question, and then your thesis / argument. The thesis / argument thing, that can be optional at this point, because I know that's kind of difficult to, not an easy thing to just make up on the fly. But if you look up here, I'm going to walk you just through one example of this. So look at this one that says higher education, right? That's a really broad theme or subject. If you were to pare that down a little bit, you could take it from higher education to college admissions. Who are we not letting into college? And then an issue, paring that down even further right here in this third column, the impact of college admission standards on the makeup of U.S. colleges and universities, or the impact of waiving requirements in order to meet a particular quota. Those are 2 separate issues, but there's just two ideas of things that you could take a stake on and take a position on. And finally, inquiry/research question. What are the current admissions policies at state universities? So you can already see here, this is getting even more specific and making a distinction between state versus private universities. And I used Colorado State in here just because I think this is from one of my old Colorado State activities that I did with college freshmen. But what would be the consequences if CSU made it more difficult to be admitted? So these have to be like genuine questions that you want to know the answer to, but you don't. You have to find sources, scholarly and popular sources, that answer this question. And then finally, this leads into your thesis and argument. While there are good intentions of need-based education, by the way, I had a senior 2 years ago do this topic and it was really, really well done. So if this is something you're interested in, then by all means, come and chat with me. While there are good intentions of need-based education due to heightening college rates, lowering average salaries, and exclusivity towards one social group, need-based education is an unfair practice that must be reevaluated or completely removed from the college admission systems. So your thesis should sound very charged, right? It should sound very passionate. And we do the typical 3 reasons thesis just to kind of give everybody a good base to go off of. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way, and some people veered from that and did just fine. But this is like an introduction to research class. So taking that sort of I hate using the word canned research statement is a good way for you to get a foothold in there and really argue something. Okay. So I want you to try doing one of those, that row on your own. I highlighted it in blue, so it's right here. It's right there. Try your own here. Okay. And if you have any questions on that, I'll be around, of course. I'll be in some of your sections today as well to help figure that out and help brainstorm with you as well. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.